Hi.
All right. Sports Talk in the Mancave. We are back in the game room after the best Super Bowl we've seen this year. It was a great game, actually. The first three quarters were amazing. But I want to get your thoughts on this. And Gilbert, why don't you were the one that picked the San Francisco.
I did. I was the only one that took the 49ers. I think they blew it. They blew a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. I think it was the second most comeback, right, in the Super Bowl history.
Largest comeback.
And then who was part of the largest one? It was Kyle Shanahan when he coached the same guy. He choked again. I think that there were critics who were right. Garoppolo was the liability. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I really don't think so. Garoppolo actually had a really good game going for himself, even though he hadn't thrown much in the previous games. This game, first half, I believe he was 9 of 10 for 96 yards, and he started off the second half at 9 for 12 for 106 yards. And I think it was more of a meltdown on their defense and Kansas City has been coming back. They came back 3 games in a row.
They had a 96% chance of winning the game, Charlie, in the fourth quarter going into it. They had a percentage-wise. Let me give you some stats about Garoppolo. The final 12 minutes, he was 3 for 11. He had 36 passing yards and an interception and a 2.8 passing rating in the last 12 minutes. That's horrible. Okay. You cannot say that he did good.
The last 12 minutes?
Last 12
2
minutes.
for 11?
No, 3 for 11.
3 for 11, look, there's no reason he should have been throwing so much. They went away from the run game, which had been working, and they put it in his arm, and you should stick to what's working.
Yeah.
You know, they gave him too much. They gave him too much opportunity.
Actually, he kept him in the first half with some passes that he threw.
No, yeah, he did. It's because what he does is, you know, they run, and then when they need a first down, they have to throw, and he'll come through.
And what about
when he
threw his guys through the interception?
Oh. Well, he got hit.
He got hit. Yeah, but he just threw it. That wasn't a good play.
Yeah,
I think the whole style of the game was going their way for most of the game. Even maybe most of the fourth quarter, until Patrick Mahomes went that hurry-up offense. They scored, and they got the ball back, and then they scored again. Most of the game was going their way.
Yeah. And Kansas City, and you don't let me say it, but Kansas City came back from double-digit deficits in all 3 games.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think it was much of a meltdown.
It was no
San
meltdown.
Francisco. It's just Kansas City came through at the very end.
And we knew that they could score quick, and they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. That would have been enough to beat them 20-21. As a matter of fact,
the Honey Badger, the safety of what's called the Chiefs, he was quoted after the game saying, "Thank God they stopped running the ball. Had they ran the ball, the same thing that happened." Look, Shanahan should have learned from the last Super Bowl to run the ball whenever you're in a big league like that. They had a lot of yards rushing.
You don't run it. You can't stop playing football for a full quarter.
That's their game.
You can't stop playing football. But you have to see how the game was going. You're saying that they had so many yards. They had 141 yards rushing, and most of that came in the first half and early in the third, and then they started stopping them. That's why they did. Yes, they did.
Throwing the ball.
And they only had 12 more rushing yards than Kansas City.
That's fine, but they had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they went away with
every team has had a lead on them.
Strength. Had they stick to their strength, they would have won the game.
No, I don't think so. No.
I don't think so, and I'll tell you why. So last year, what happened is we have these balloons here, and last year the Rams balloon got loose and it went up to the ceiling. So in the third quarter, the San Francisco balloon went up to the ceiling, which means
they're done.
They were done. So that's why I don't think they blew it, man. I think it was just meant to be. And Kansas City just played their ball fourth quarter,
and it came all together.
And you kind of knew 10 points was not enough. 10 points was not
enough. You could say the same thing about
it.
San Francisco. They played their own game, and they would have just grinded it out, and they would have won the game.
No, they wouldn't have, because they got stopped.
They got stopped because they started throwing the ball.
No,
it was 3 for 11.
Yeah,
at the beginning of
so they only had. Well, as a matter of fact, if that was only 11 plays, they actually ran 52 plays. They had 52 plays, and if just those 11, you're counting those 11, he only had 19 passes. So they're 31 runs. 19 passes to 31 runs.
You have to remember, a lot of those balls that he threw were after they scored another touchdown, and he started throwing a few more passes. So that adds into those passes that he threw.
They had 52 plays, and Kansas City had 71 plays.
Do you think
that
it's a
says a lot?
coincidence that the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history, which is the Patriots, and then this comeback both happening against Kyle Shanahan? Is it a coincidence?
Yes.
Yeah,
He choked in the fourth
it's
quarter.
a coincidence.
It's
It's a
a
He choked in the fourth
coincidence.
quarter.
It's a
Because
coincidence.
Blake Coleman was
What's
horrible in
what's
the
it-
fourth quarter. He didn't play. I mean, he didn't call the game like he did in the first, second, and third quarter. He's in the fourth quarter. He choked.
Well,
He
what
went
did you
with
all
his
think
strengths.
about the end of the first half where they didn't take a timeout and they
Yeah.
didn't use that time to?
That was bad. Man. That was bad. Also, that was bad.
Yeah.
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 I agree with that.
And
he also
neither
gives
team
credit-
did, because they
Yeah.
could have both taken a timeout.
Yeah.
And neither
And I
team
do
did.
give credit to Andy Reid. I mean, his play calling against that defense was, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, to his offensive coordinator.
That D-line
I
was
did.
getting
That's
there.
right.
for a
That's
bit.
right. Bienemy, and he.
How did you like that little dance move?
Yeah.
All four of them.
I thought I was like, what the hell was that?
Oh.
Did you see how it moved the linebackers out?
I mean, but
That-
a regular
that-
shift
that-
will do the
that
same
shift?
thing. A regular shift will
No,
do the same
But
thing.
that shift get the ball to
It
Mahomes
opened
didn't get
up
the
a
ball.
gap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
They shifted in the running back direction after the running back.
So I think it just.
Yeah.
What was that?
No,
They can't just all scoot over?
because
But
the
it
guy,
looked cool though, right?
yeah, because it
It
looked
looked
cool. And if you see the play, and I want for you to find it and put it, if you see the play from the offensive behind the offense, when they do that and the guy goes to the side, two linebackers come out here, and there's a gap
I
right
saw
in the
that, but
middle.
my point is, why do all four of you have to split instead of just literally shifting over?
Because they saw it in
Like,
a
instead
Orange
of moving
Bowl in
linebackers.
1949. That was
Because
a
it
play that they.
confuses people because it's something
Confused the shit out
different.
of me. I was
Well,
like,
that's what it did to them, but it confused them because they were like, "What the hell is that?" You know. It's
I think a regular shift would move the linebackers in the same exact way.
And they ran that in 1949 in one of the bowl games. They said that today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
One thing I want to
that's
bring
what-
up, I don't know what you guys think about this, is that the MVP. You think the Mahomes should have won the MVP?
I was saying
The
after the
first
game,
3 quarters, no.
I was saying after the game, I don't know who the MVP is gonna be. Like,
There was
We'll
nobody.
see. Look, and this is what this guy I saw on Twitter. He said that Mahomes had a 78.1 passer rating, 2 picks. He should have thrown a third one to the linebacker that dropped the ball. And he said that Williams should have been the MVP hands down. I don't know what you guys.
I don't know.
Well, he could have
He's
been.
had three-
Williams ran the ball very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
He ran the ball very
Three
well.
touchdowns, right?
And 3 touchdowns? Was it
He
3
had 3
touchdowns?
Yeah.
But, I mean, he
I mean,
did run the ball
and
very
you have
well,
to give,
but
and that's what I'm saying.
I would
like,
give it to
the
Mahomes
coordinators.
anyway.
They did a good job. I mean, consider look at how Mahomes did. You know, I mean, 2 plays should have been 3, and 78 passer rating. I mean, considering, I mean, I think they blew it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think
Well, that,
Well, anybody who would have lost, they blew it. I mean, so.
yeah. But it
yeah,
was
you
it
could
was a
call
good game. It
Yeah.
was a good game. The first 3 quarters were amazing, and the last one was pretty amazing, and just what Kansas City could do and what they did do.
And we knew that they could score quick. It was just a matter of time.
Yeah.
They didn't run out of time,
Yeah.
which is good. So it was just a matter of time. And that fourth quarter, you scored 21 points, and you only allowed 20 against you. You know, that's
good.
really really good.
It was a
One thing that I do want to talk about. I don't know if you're done with the game, or we could go back to the game. How about that halftime show?
Yeah, halftime show was good.
Well, that's my favorite halftime show of all time.
I mean, I think it was just the both girls. I mean, they were like just displaying their behinds and like the.
That's not what it was about.
No, I understand that, but that's what got like the attention of the viewers, you know, and
Yeah.
the tongue thing that she did.
I think everybody
The-
caught the symbolism really quick.
Not me.
No.
No, the
I was
tongue.
lost.
The
I didn't
tongue?
know what was going on.
The children
No.
in cages.
Oh, I didn't.
That's talking about
I didn't see that.
immigration there.
I didn't
They were
see
singing
It's a
that.
bunch
Born in
of-
the USA. They're talking. The children in cages were singing "Born in the USA," but like they were all minority
The
children.
rope that she used in that belly dance.
The rope.
I know you were looking at the rope.
I was
And
looking at the rope.
That's
What about the
captivity.
I didn't see that.
Captivity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were throwing things out like immigration.
Honestly, I think it was a whole anti-Trump performance. To be honest.
But
It
but
could
it
be
seems, but it
because
seems that most of these things at halftime
Really
are now
good.
anti something. It's like when they came out with the Black Power thing. Was it last year,
Beyonce.
2 years ago?
Beyonce.
Yeah, it's like whenever that was. That was.
Oh, and that's another thing that's another controversy came out. That Jay-Z and Beyonce were at
They sat down.
They sat down during the
National anthem.
that they protested.
Yeah.
And Kaepernick
So-
came out
Yeah.
questioning their motives for sitting down.
I didn't see that.
This is getting good.
Yeah.
So there was a lot, and these 2 Latina girls did a great job. It was a good show, but there was a lot to be read
Bad
from
Bunny
that.
and whatever the other guy's name is did not belong there at
I
all.
didn't even know that was them.
Who-
I
The
think
guy
that
with
did a
the
good job. and
aluminum
he-
foil,
they
That was Bad Bunny.
They
Tin
sing
Man?
like really bad.
the Tin Man, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin, I think it is. Not
I
Bad
have
Bunny.
no idea.
Balvin.
I'm
Where
lost.
I don't know. Yeah.
J
but-
Balvin.
Shakira and J Lo would have been enough for me.
Yeah,
Well,
those other guys,
but they
just
brought
throw
in
them
more
there for-
Hispanic. They're probably the two
was waiting
more
for,
popular pop stars
I was
or
waiting
whatever.
for Ja
right
Rule
now.
to get in there.
No, Hispanic kid.
No, I know, but Ja Rule usually does, right? With J-Lo used to do
Rule.
it.
Yeah.
Ja Rule.
But it was a good halftime show. I don't think it was my
You can
favorite
call it
halftime show ever, but it was
definitely
good.
mine.
I had never really sat down to watch a halftime show.
Yeah.
Me neither.
And I just happened to sit down and watch it, and wow, it was really, really good.
Because of the symbolism, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's why we were.
The
we were all-
cages. The cages. We were watching yeah.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
But anyway, talk about we also during the game there was a commercial that came out that I did that we did here locally with Clear Choice Emergency Room,
I saw it.
and
It was a pretty good
I was
commercial.
very impressed
good.
when I first saw
Hey,
David.
hey, hey.
David,
Why
I'm
don't
gonna lie to
you-
you.
I thought it was
When I
Tony
first saw
Romo.
it, no, I thought it was Joe Buck in Detroit.
I was
then
hoping
oh,
it was
that's
Tony
David.
Romo, but it's all right. Troy's all right. All right. Yeah, and it was fun to do. We did it, and let me just show you that commercial now, man. All right, man. So that was that was it. That was the
amazing.
commercial. You know, we had fun doing it. There's some outtakes. I'll probably put some on there as well at the end, just so you can take a look at those. But it was fun to do. Hopefully, we'll do some more for Clear Choice as well. It's pretty good. Maybe you never know. Maybe we can do it as a group next
yeah,
time.
that would
man.
be
That'd
cool.
be awesome. It'd be pretty cool. And we'll bring Dagoberto on here next time that did it with me. So it was a fun experience.
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Not bad. No,
And wait, you all never answered that. Why don't you think that the 49ers defense broke down to give up 71 plays?
I think
To give up
if
71
we're
plays
going back
against
to the
52.
game, the San Francisco 49ers broke down just on one play there, which turned the game, which was that long pass on 3rd and 17,
And guess who it
3rd
was
and
on?
15.
But
Sherman.
when you
It's on
went
Sherman.
20 more plays than the
But
other
that,
team,
that one play,
says a lot.
that one play did it everything because that set the tone for the
Yeah.
rest of the quarter.
Yeah.
So once they broke down for that long play, it was over, man.
You know, he took
No,
responsibility for it.
and
on
then there was
Twitter.
also another play. The Kels bomb.
Kelsey?
The Kels bomb that they call out offensive interference. That was also a huge key play.
No, that was on Kittle.
On Kittle, I'm sorry, Kittle.
Kittle.
Yeah, that was a huge key play because he catches that, it's a different ballgame.
3 points before the half.
Yeah.
at least 3 points.
Yeah, and I don't know, wide receivers get away with a lot more than that. So it could have gone both ways.
Well,
it was a pass interference.
It was.
But I'm just saying that wide receivers get away with a lot more than that.
The first
Yeah.
time he just put his hand on him,
It's because this guy's a big.
and the
pretty
second
strong-
time he
yeah.
extended
he
the
created
hand.
some space.
Yeah, he did
But
great.
it seemed like both of them were, you know what I'm saying? Like it could have gone either way. That's what I'm trying to say. Like it could have gone either way. Some officials maybe wouldn't have called that.
Yeah. But I don't think they could even argue it, and so it was one
Yeah,
of those.
that
They
was-
weren't going to overturn
It
it.
did create some space, and he did catch the ball because of
Well,
that.
that was at least 3 points he took off the board right there. Yeah,
It was a good pass.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Very duckish.
But you know, before we go on to the NBA, let's talk about who do you think is going to be there next year? Do you think San Francisco and Kansas City are going to get back to the Super Bowl?
Kansas City, I think so. I mean, Kansas City.
I don't know. I think they might. Do you think they'll lose
I
anybody?
still
Do
think
have
they have
anybody
to
up?
figure out some stuff to be able to get back there.
Yeah, 'cause-
Because their offense, you know, was for most of the game was kind of stopped until that fourth quarter.
You talking about who? San Francisco?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Kansas
You know, I think that we all picked Kansas City at the
I
beginning.
picked Kansas City at the beginning.
At the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
I think we all picked Kansas City. But you know, and then towards the end of the season, we were all thinking Baltimore.
yeah, we're thinking.
And well,
But I think that Andy Reid outcoached Shanahan as well. That's
Yeah, I
also
think
like
so
there was
too.
different components of why they won the game, and you know, some of it was Garoppolo, some of it was Shanahan, and the other part of it was Andy Reid's magnificent play calling.
Yeah.
You know,
So you don't think San Francisco's getting back there?
I think it's going to be harder for them just because I think that it was a huge blow. Like, you know, it's very hard once you lose a Super Bowl to get back when you lose one. You never see that many teams
Look at the Rams.
get back to it. Yes.
Yeah.
look at the Bills 4 times in a row.
To recover.
Lost,
Oh, they
lost.
Yeah.
I don't think San Francisco's gonna get back. I think the Cowboys are going next
The
year.
Cowboys.
Honestly.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to be
Honestly, I think the
going.
Cowboys are going next year.
But you know that the Cowboys do have to get this little problem with Dak fixed up.
Oh,
Either,
they have a lot of time, they'll get it fixed.
Yeah,
but
they're
if
gonna
they
run
franchise
close to the season.
tag him, he doesn't have to show up to mini camps. He doesn't have to show up to the preseason games. He doesn't have to show up to anything if they put that tag on him.
See,
They can also just bench him. Maybe he's
What
not
I'm
gonna show up
saying-
to anything.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say. I
they
think
should've
they can get to the
benched Dak,
Super Bowl
too. I
with
mean,
another
Zeke,
quarterback
Without,
too.
yeah, they can get.
See what I was reading about that is that if they do put the cap on him, they're gonna give him a little bit more than $33 million. So it's gonna put a hold on whoever they can sign. They still gotta sign Amari Cooper. Any other free agent they want. So that might not be a good idea that they franchise tag
They
him.
should not franchise tag him. They should try to work out a deal, but they shouldn't budge on their price though.
They shouldn't budge on the price because he's not the top quarterback.
He's not the top
They should.
quarterback.
I think they wanted to give him what they gave Romo a few years back, and I think that's a fair deal.
Because market value, I mean, it's kind of like it's not really possible. Romo
Yeah,
got
but,
what, 84 million
but
for that.
I don't agree with this market value
100 to 100 something.
deal, man. This market value thing just doesn't work, man. Because you can't keep on paying somebody market value if they're not worth market value.
I think you gotta learn from
They're
other
worth what
people.
they're worth, man.
You gotta learn from other
See,
people.
but the cap keeps going up, David. Also, and so like that's what the agents are. I mean, the agents are the ones that are negotiating all this stuff. Another thing you have to point out is that it's also bad because Mahomes is gonna come up for his contract. He's gonna get poured. Is there say like 300-400 million, something like that? So then that's gonna rise Dak's market value. That's what I'm just telling you what the analysis.
But I mean, look, he deserves it, obviously, right?
Right. No, he does.
Look at Jared Goff. Was that a mistake paying him? I
Yes.
think
Yes.
so. Kirk Cousins, as much as I love the golden arm, was that a mistake paying him?
Yes, yes.
It was. So you learn from other people's mistakes too. I mean, this dude's 24 years old. He just won a Super Bowl last year. He was in the AFC Championship game and
Oh
almost
no,
won.
but he's special. I
He
mean,
is.
he's like I
But
would
you
never
see,
compare.
that's what you base your standard. You got Brady, you got this guy. Those are your standards,
Right.
man. I mean, those
Well,
are the
Russell
guys
Wilson's
that
up there
this
too.
thing-
Russell
Russell
Wilson.
He's
Wilson.
won some Super Bowls.
He's
Yeah,
winning
Russell
one.
Wilson.
He lost one too.
He should have won too.
Yeah, but he lost one on his own too.
Well, I don't know if it was
Those
him
are-
calling
those
that.
are-
standard.
Yeah, but he still threw the ball.
He threw the ball.
He threw the ball, yeah. Why call that?
He made the
standard?
read. He didn't even make a read. Just
Yeah.
he could literally just pulled it down and run himself.
But I'm down with the Chiefs and the Cowboys being there.
Chiefs and Cowboys is
Well,
my
that's
early
what we
pick.
picked again.
That's my early pick.
That's what we picked last year.
All right, let's do it. Chiefs and
I always
Cowboys.
pick
man.
Cowboys, right?
You pick Cowboys.
Cowboys Chiefs.
Cowboys,
You pick
Chiefs.
Cowboys.
All right.
Let's do it again. That way we won't forget. at all.
Repeat.
That's
Repeat.
right. That's good. Every year we just pick the same ones. We're gonna get it right. All right, it's good. Hey guys, let's go on to the NBA. Unfortunately, the NFL is kind of over now.
XFL
we
over.
kind of have to. Yeah, XFL baby.
Now,
I know.
Yeah, they're gonna create some good quarterbacks on there, man. You know, Kurt Warner's coming up. You know, all those type of guys, man. So you never know. Anyway, the NBA. Gilbert, what do you think the Lakers are gonna do this year, man?
Our NBA specialist.
Yeah. I mean,
You are the NBA specialist.
well, I mean, I think that they're missing a piece. I think they're gonna get like somebody from the buyout or from a trade. I still think they're maybe a piece away, and they're still getting the chemistry going. These guys never really played with each other till this year. Kuzma got back kind of late, so they're still working out the kinks.
You don't think they're the best team right now out there?
Oh man, I mean, they're up there. I mean, it's them, Milwaukee, and the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in my opinion.
Well, I heard Andre Iguodala, he'd rather sit out than play with the Grizzlies, right then.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna try to trade him before the deadline. And if they don't trade him, he's sitting out.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good piece for the Lakers to get.
It's amazing. These
Yeah.
guys have so much power. You know,
Yeah,
they play or not.
yeah, I know.
it's a
I
player's
don't
league.
blame
I
you.
just
It's a
wouldn't
player's
sign them,
league.
dude.
The thing, yeah, and that's the thing. Like,
But that's the thing,
you
if
get
the
you
Grizzlies
get
don't
guys
sign
doing
him,
this.
Lakers are gonna sign him for sure. And that's what he wants anyway, so they do have the
Yeah,
power
but
no matter what.
you have guys doing this, and the teams. There's some teams that are gonna hurt for that, and the ones to fault are the ones that actually pick them up. You know, I don't know.
You have
Yeah.
to take the opportunity to get the dude. Like,
I know.
you need him as a piece.
Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah,
And
yeah,
like
I
the
know.
Lakers when they play good ball and they have their outside going, they're tough. They're tough. Those big men inside are good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I think they're the favorite in the West. I think I had chosen the Clippers early, but I think the Lakers, and now with a little extra motivation with the whole Kobe thing.
Yeah.
I
well,
think that's.
they lost the game coming
I mean,
back.
but
That's too much of an emotional game.
It's an
coming
emotional
back,
game,
you know.
and it's not a playoff game.
Yeah.
If it's a playoff game, I think it's a whole different story.
Yeah, I mean the Blazers have been hot lately, but I don't even think they're in the playoffs right now.
They are.
The
They're-
Grizzlies?
Eighth.
Are they?
Who?
No, the
Portland?
Blazers.
Portland.
No, they're
Ninth.
in ninth.
Nine. They're not even. You know.
Spurs are in 10th.
Spurs are in 10th,
Oh,
but
my
we're climbing.
Are you?
Oh, as a matter of fact, tonight the Spurs are playing the Clippers, and then tomorrow the Spurs are playing the Lakers.
Take over LA, baby.
Yeah.
Climbing, huh?
On a back-to-back night, I'm gonna, and the Lakers are gonna be very well
Are
rested.
you
Book it.
booking something?
Huh?
Book it? You're
Yeah.
booking
Pop
something?
retires
My
after this year.
Spurs.
Well, lose.
No, I'm gonna leave it so that you all could be surprised. Just I'm not gonna say
Martin lost or
So, but you know, we do a dead man walking, book it. I think the NBA, we need to do something. Maybe we talked about maybe the stocks rising on a
Stock
player,
rise, stock
stock
rise.
falling on a player. Since we talked about stocks a little bit, so what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can go with the with the hot player of the week, and then we can go with the dud of the week. You know, somebody who's kind of maybe falling off the rotation.
Yeah. For instance, do you have anybody this week?
I know he got someone good.
Oh yeah, right now stock rising is Dame Lillard. I mean, he's been an extra fuego. You know,
Laker
and-
killer.
Laker killer, yeah, he did. And to tell you the truth, the way he's playing, I've never even seen Steph Curry play as good as he has.
I mean, we were watching that game in the Mancave. Gilbert didn't even want to watch. I had to be telling him, "Damn, this guy! Look!" I mean, he played 48 points, lights out.
He's like a Westbrook attitude with a better shot.
Yeah.
I think that's what Damon
I mean,
Lillard
he
is.
hits them in your grill.
Yeah.
And he was
You
just
gotta double that
on
jacket.
fire that
Yeah.
Mamba
someone else that missed a
mentality.
shot, he would be in there to tip it in with
Mamba
among
mentality, that's what he has.
those big guys. That's what I said that night. He's the one that played with Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great game.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what happened with? I want to know. I don't know if you all know. What happened with Booker from the Suns? He didn't make the All Star team.
No, him and Bradley Beal, and they made like history of the most points averaged and not gotten into the All-Star game.
Damn, that's terrible. Booker definitely deserves to be. Bradley Beal.
But
27 points per
remember
game
that
is
that's what
Booker.
you get when fans.
It's fan
when
voting.
fan
No,
voting.
it's 25%. It's 25%.
25%. So the fan voting gets a lot of them. Then you have the coaches,
And
players,
the players too.
voting
Alex
players.
Caruso,
So-
Brandon, yeah, but he was
so-
gonna consider.
No,
you know,
come on.
He'd have to I think he'd have to be voted as a starter in order for him to get in. It wasn't gonna
Yeah,
happen.
no, he was-
But Brandon Ingram got in. The
Brandon
exposure.
Ingram
I
having a
think-
good year.
Yeah.
Having a good
Booker
year.
is better than Brandon
Yeah,
Ingram.
he is. He is. He is.
Yeah, but Brandon Ingram's having a good year, and he's on a team where he is probably the main one that they're looking at right now to carry it.
What about your duos that you all picked at the beginning of the year?
Best ones right now probably are the two Lakers.
Yeah.
The two Lakers,
How are you guys doing?
they're doing all right. Doncic was
He's been getting hurt.
Oh.
so Porzingis had to be playing alone, and then earlier on Porzingis was hurt and he was playing alone. They had some good games together, but Porzingis still has some catching up to do. I mean, he was out for a long
my
time.
dudes, my dudes like to take nights off, so
Yeah.
we'll talk in the playoffs. We'll talk in the playoffs.
Yeah. But they're still I think all three combos are very good choices.
Yeah, they're all
I mean,
legit
they're very good.
Yeah, we'll talk in the playoffs. That's when the road duels come
One
on.
more thing that I wanted to bring up, and it's it's going back to the NFL. David, is Tom Brady, the commercial he did, does that mean he's gonna stay or not?
Well, I don't know. That means he's gonna stay there. I think maybe all this commotion was about building up the commercial.
The Hulu?
Yeah, but I mean the commercial wasn't that great. And
No.
I don't care if he stays or not. But
Yeah.
I don't know. He made it seem
Yeah,
that way, right?
I'm
Like
not going
he
anywhere.
stayed.
That's what he said. I'm not going anywhere.
Stock
I don't know
is
if that means-
dropping.
I don't know if that means he's gonna resign.
Stock is dropping. Ooh, Brady.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it seemed like.
He did. Yeah.
But I think he was talking about the NFL. I don't think he was talking about.
Retiring or not retiring.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Patriots came out, they would pay him $30 million. I think that's just a little game so that he can get paid somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think somebody else will pay him
They
more.
want somebody to spend money on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
And I do believe they have, well, especially Belichick has a huge ego, and I do really think that he's always wanted to get rid of Brady. He wanted Garoppolo instead of Brady, and I think that now he wants to just prove that he can win without Brady. And I think maybe Brady also has something to prove, where like, hey, you know what, I can go out there somewhere else and win without Belichick. So
But
that'll
I'll
be
be-
interesting to see.
I think Brady's done, no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think he's as bad as what Manning was in his last year. I mean, he still
No.
has an arm. He
If,
still has
if, he,
everything.
if he would go to the Titans, that's a big offensive
Tannehill's
line.
staying.
Yeah, that would be a good
Tannehill's
place.
staying.
That would be a good place.
He's staying, yeah, but he needs a place with that huge line that could block, pass block and run block. And
The Cowboys?
I mean,
Mahomes was, I don't
they
know.
were
just sending some messages.
overrated.
I
He
think so,
came in
too.
wearing a Western outfit with a cowboy hat. I think he wants to come over.
No.
All right, guys. Well, it was a good NFL season. Let's hope the NBA season's a great one.
It will be.
And we will be talking about that quite a bit. Plus, the draft is coming up in April.
Yeah.
You gonna
Just
be
a
there?
couple months ago.
It's up in the air, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Might go.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
The coronavirus?
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right.
Good. Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Just-
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, symbolism. Choke. These guys.
Guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh no, he's been blindsided.
He's completed the playlist and he's down to the 2-minute drill, David.
There's a blitz. He's feeling the pressure. Out.